Hey everyone, Vinayak here. I have a cool new CPU cooler by Alseye. It comes all assembled and has a neat trick up its sleeve. Let's unbox it and check it out. This is the Alseye Max M120D Plus 2. Try saying that fast again. Platforms supported are LGA 1700, 1200, 115X, 2011, 2066 and 1366 on Intel, and AM5 and AM4 on AMD. There are two fans and each seems to have different max speeds. The bearing type is FDB or fluid dynamic bearing. Copper base. Let's start unboxing. On top we have a box of accessories and under that is the cooler all assembled. We have a little manual, a tube of T9 platinum thermal paste with a spatula. This thermal paste is by Alseye themselves. A screwdriver is included with a reversible top. It has both Phillips and a flat head. These are the mounting hardware. This is the plate that the fan would screw onto. It supports both Intel and AM4. This is the plate that goes behind the motherboard and it supports both Intel and AMD. This makes it much easier to install. A bag of screws and other mounting accessories. AM5 and AM4 have separate screws. Now for the cooler itself. Here we are. This is the fan on the front. It's by Alseye themselves. Quite smooth. Maximum cooling performance is etched on the side. Below is the contact plate and we can see the heat pipes. There's a sticker which needs to be removed before installation. They say it's mirror finished copper, but why does it look like aluminium? These two screws here screw into the mounting plate. The fans thankfully come pre-installed. I hate installing fans on air CPU coolers. This is where the display is supposed to be. It has this dark transparent plastic cover. Here are the fans. The RGB LEDs are within. This bundle of wires are required for control of the fans and also power and light up the RGB. It needs SATA power too, might be because of all this lighting. This is an ARGB header if you want to sync the fan colors with the rest of your system. This one is male and we have a female connector too, in order to be able to daisy chain more RGB headers. This USB connector might be how it reads the temperature from the monitor software. PWM fan header, only one, so both fans are controlled by this one header. All the wires come out from here. Let's get this plate off and we have the Alseye branding and also the temperature display. These holes here is how we would access the screws at the bottom. This screwdriver is provided using which we can reach the screws at the bottom of the cooler. These screws. There is a heatsink right above the contact plate too. Now to get installing. As I didn't want to disturb my main system, I am using this old one. It's a Core i7-7700 with 16 gigs of RAM and I was using it as a NAS until I purchased a real one. I have an Antec A400 CPU cooler within. This cooler has a single fan. Before we change the cooler, let's get the baseline temps of the Antec. I am running Cinebench R23. Here are the system specs. We are getting around 73 degrees centigrade at max, but it seems to be hovering around 71 degrees. Now that we have the baseline temp, let's remove the Antec cooler and install the Alseye M120D etc. Hold the clip on the side and slide the cooler off the mount. Make sure to disconnect the fan and RGB headers of the motherboard. This is how the thermal paste spread under the contact plate. It came off easily as I had just run Cinebench and it was still warm. Get these clips out. I use pliers to pull them out. And the base just pops off. Now for the new cooler. This is the plate that goes below the motherboard. As per the CPU you're installing this on, find the appropriate holes. As my CPU is LGA 151X, the holes are on the edges and these are what I'll be using. We need these mounting accessories. We do have these screws which has threading within. Add a plastic washer between it and the plate. Do this for all four. This is very irritating as these kept falling off and I had to do it 100 times. The plastic washers need to slot into the screw below. Finally, I managed to screw the top mounting screws which would hold the mounting plate. Add a little thermal paste. Screw these thumb screws on the top of the mounting screws. Now for the cooler. The screws below, they correspond to the holes on the mounting plate. Align and using the screwdriver provided, mount the cooler. Connect the PWM header to CPU fan. Connect the USB header. Provide SATA power. I am not connecting the ARGB header as I don't have one on this motherboard. Once you power on the system, you will notice that the RGB lights up. It is just not controllable. The RGB colors on the cooler looks really beautiful. Here's how the LEDs light up within. The fins are also visible through these cutouts on the side. The temperature reading is stuck at 24. That's because we need to install the monitor software on the PC. Once that's done, values now change. These are idle temps and are comparable to what's shown on hardware monitor. I'm loading Cinebench R23 and running a multi-core test. The temps are starting to go up. It's reached a max of 65, but generally hovers around 62. Once Cinebench is stopped, the cooler slowly reaches its idle temps. The cooler worked well and kept my CPU under 70 degrees even under Cinebench R23. It was pretty easy to put together except for one part, installing the plate under the motherboard. It's really annoying, and having that black little plastic piece slot into that metal screw, it kept moving and it kept falling off. Once I got through that phase, the remaining part was easy. Also, I should try making the mounting easier. The cooler with its dual fan design did work a little better than my Antec A400, keeping the CPU under 65 degrees on full load. The processor is a Core i7-7700, so not a very demanding processor in the first place. So the temps were good, and 12th gen and 13th gen Intel and AMD's Ryzen 7 and 9 might not be easy to keep rained down as these processors get really hot. I've read that the maximum wattage is 180 watts, but I have not found anything like that on the manual. But I feel it's good enough for up to mid-range processors. The design is really nice, and I love the fact that you don't have to add the fans yourself. The temperature display is quite responsive, changing in time with what's being displayed on hardware monitor. I don't think it measures the temp itself and relies on the software to read the temps and sends them to the display. And you need the BEM monitor software for the temperature to be displayed other than only 24 degrees. We don't need to connect the ARGB header, and the RGB colors started to cycle as soon as if it was powered on. You will need to connect it if you want to sync the colors with the rest of the PC. The cooler worked well and kept my CPU temps in check, and I would recommend it for CPUs mid-range and under. More powerful CPUs might overwhelm it. Also, don't try overclocking. The fan did clear my RAM module, the one on the slot closest to the cooler, and this being RGB RAM, it was a bit taller than usual, and there's just enough gap on the motherboard. So what do you guys think? Do you have a cooler by Alseye? Which Air CPU cooler would you recommend at this price point? Make sure to comment below. Links can be found in the description, and also make sure to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos are added. Thank you for watching, and see you all next time.